Alright, so it's day two, just waking up. Really cold night last night. Definitely had a little bit of a hard time sleeping, but we're gonna get up, make some breakfast, and then get packed up and then head over to the portage to Kivandeba Lake, and then we're gonna see if we can try to find the fabled route into John Eck Lake. So that's kind of what the trip's been building up to. We'll see if it happens. But yeah, we're gonna make some food and then we're gonna get going.
Was just finishing up breakfast and heard some kind of animal, not huge, not small, come crashing through the woods. It looked like, or sounded like, it was probably coming in towards my campsite. You know, I'm by myself, so I'm not making a lot of noise. And then it got, I don't know, maybe 30 yards away, realized I was there, and then kind of bolted off through the woods. I just got like a flash of fur. So we made it into Kivandeba Lake. The portage into this lake is not very long, fortunately, because it is the most overgrown portage I've ever seen in the Boundary Waters. I honestly guess nobody's been back to this lake in at least a couple years. There's so much blowdown. And you can see the trail. I lost it one time, but it is super overgrown. Lots of low hanging trees, a couple bad, huge trees down that you got to kind of bushwhack around. Kivandeba Lake, I brought this depth finder from our school because I wanted to get the measurements of some of the lakes around here. Let's see, 11 feet, right kind of out in the middle. We'll get a couple more, but real pretty lake, not too big, but someone on one of the forums I was looking at was saying that there's walleyes in here. It would surprise me. I was trolling kind of like a deep diving Rapala, from the portage to here, and I was hitting bottom quite a bit. And I think that's one that runs at like 14 to 16, something like that. Let's do another one here. Ten, 10.4. So yeah, not too deep of a lake. We're coming up to the corner of the lake here where there's supposedly a stream that may flow towards John Eck Lake. And we're gonna check that out. We'll see if it looks at all doable to try to bushwhack back there. It's so thick back here, I'd say the odds are pretty low. I can see why so many people have tried and weren't able to get there. Even doing so much planning to try to make it happen, it's not looking super likely. The water's really low this year too, so that's not in my favor at all. And everything just looks dense, like you don't see anything that looks much like an opening. But some actually cool rock formations on this lake. It's actually kind of too bad there isn't a campsite back here. Might just be too small, I don't know. But we'll let you know what we find. Wow, just realized probably the last couple of videos I've taken have been time lapses, so that kind of sucks. But where we're at right now is the stream from Kivandeba Lake that flows towards Perrin and eventually onto John Eck Lake. People have mentioned, oh, maybe you can paddle this stream up to John Eck. 110% never gonna happen. Even walking the stream, as you can see, is pretty tough. It's pretty choked out. There's lots of down trees, alders. Not great. I tried the south side. It's a nightmare, super thick. I got a little bit of a view down here of the north side of the stream. That seems a little more doable. I'm gonna check that out. If that's not better, we're gonna just do the smart thing and just say that this is not a doable bushwhack, especially alone. I'm taking a lot of precautions. I have a Garmin, I have
you know, I've studied these maps of this area a ton, so I have a pretty good lay of the land. But definitely not something that you want to go into without taking a lot of precautions, because it is thick back here. Actually, though, man, this side looks, I mean, not great. Definitely not great by any means, but like walkable. Would be awesome for you to find like a decently used animal track. Like, wow, this is actually like, this is, looks almost doable. If we can get somewhere that it opens up a little bit. Oh. Well, as soon as it starts to look good, all of a sudden you're back to alders, nastiness. Flies are real bad, to be expected. Might swap out my hoodie for my bug jacket, I don't know. See. It's fine for now, but once I'm even thinking about porting a canoe back here, I don't want to be trying to swat bugs when I'm doing it. Yeah, it's just thick. All right, we're doing a quick Mac check, see how much progress we've made. All right, well, did a little bit of an exploratory bushwhack. Not looking great. Probably just gonna call it. It's real thick back there. I think it would be hikeable. The goal really that I had in mind was trying to get a boat onto John Eck and do some fishing. Even just hiking back with a fishing pole would be a nightmare. As much as I really want to go back, I've been thinking about this for months, planning it for months. But as tired as I am from yesterday, and just knowing even, you know, I probably made it a few hundred yards, and it was fairly exhausting, and I wasn't even carrying a bag. I wasn't even carrying a canoe. I don't have my full kit with me. I just have some food. I do have a tarp, just really the most basic survival stuff, and my fishing stuff and camera gear. So not a lot, but even with that amount of weight, I feel like if I push back in there, it would just be dangerous. I don't want to get tired, and when you get tired, then you make dumb mistakes and you slip. And if I get, you know, if I'm way back there and I break a leg or something or twist an ankle, it would be a real dumb situation. So I think what I'm going to do is pack up. I'm going to haul ass back to Pan. I'm going to pack up my camp and see if I can head up to Makwa Lake and get there by tonight for some lake trout fishing. Hopefully the good site isn't taken. I think that's going to be the plan. We'll salvage the rest of the trip and just focus on fishing. So bummer that this didn't work out. Maybe it's something we'll try again another time. But especially, I mean, I guess even the water levels didn't even matter. It's just so thick. You'd have to have portages back here, or, you know, you'd have to be willing to camp back there, which is not legal. I mean, you might do it anyway, but yeah, not gonna happen this trip. All right, made it back to Pan Lake. Man, that portage into Kivandeba, not super fun. It's practically a bushwhack. Feels like you're on a deer trail half the time. I don't think anybody goes back to that lake. I don't know why you would. It's not very deep. I took some depth readings in the middle, and they were all around like 10, 11 feet. There might be a hole somewhere in it that, you know, I've heard there's walleyes in there, but didn't see anything. I had trolled for just like 5 minutes, didn't have any bites. I was hitting bottom the whole time, honestly. If you are looking for the portage, but it's kind of on the west side of this little sandy beach here, so the landing's great. The rest of the portage, 1 out of 5 stars. So just back at camp, got most everything packed up, having some lunch. One of my favorite like trail lunches, it's super easy to do on canoe trips or hiking trips, is just tortillas, pepperoni, and then mozzarella sticks, like the string cheese. You can kick it up a notch if you bring some like squeeze pizza sauce or even something like sriracha. I'm kind of on a break from really acidic foods right now, so I left that out. I did have some like sweet peppers that I added to, but yeah, really delicious, super easy to make. Pepperoni like doesn't go bad. I mean, maybe it's real hot for like a long time, but real tasty, real easy snack. Lots of calories, some protein. Really works well on hiking or camping trips. Well. So we're going to eat, finish packing up, get on the water. Got 3 kind of short to mid-sized portages, and a couple of real small lakes to paddle across, and then we'll be to Makwa Lake and hopefully find some lake trout tonight. All right, just made it to Makwa Lake. The portages here were not too bad, pretty nice. Makwa Lake is everything I was hoping, man. It is gorgeous, these cliffs. We'll get some pictures and video of that in a minute. Beautiful cliffs. Just definitely the most scenic lake on this route that I've seen so far, and up there with some of the more scenic lakes I've seen, especially for its size. Just beautiful. Everything you want in a Boundary Waters lake. The bugs here, though, kind of bad. They're definitely out. I would love for a little bit of a breeze to pick up, but that's why we got the head net. That's why we got the bug jacket. Didn't bring any bug spray this trip. Trying to get away from it. Just, toxic chemicals. Not great to put on you. I've used it plenty of times. Used to douse myself in DEET in Alaska and stuff. But, yeah, just trying to get away from it. Go a little healthier option. Definitely should have got the rod holder. Oh well. So I don't know how well you guys can see this, but this landing here has this amazing rock feature. Like, I honestly came over to look at it because it almost looked like it was man-made, but just rocks. Crazy. The water here is pretty clear, so you can easily see down like 10 plus feet. Pretty cool. How's it going? Just had a nice nap in the hammock, and got camp a little bit set up, so I think it's time to see if we can go catch some fish. Well, first little lap around the lake kind of struck out, so we're gonna switch it up a little bit. There we go, something a little more light colored.